Welcome to the first tutorial of the Healthy Computer series. This tutorial series is made to help the beginner user learn how to keep their computer system in shape. Some things that we will cover in this series include installing and configuring important software, keeping viruses out of your computer, and putting your computer up to speed. But now, before we can get into any of that fun stuff, we're going to have to install all of the software that we're going to use to do this. Now, you could go on all of the different websites and install the software from all the different people who manufacture the software, but that would take up so much of your time. Instead, we're going to use this free online utility called Ninite. Ninite is a free open source utility that lets you download all of the software that you want in one click. It does it all in one package, and it just installs it all for you, and it's just amazing. But I'm actually going to go to Ninite and show you what it is. So if you open up your browser, I'll be using Mozilla Firefox. We can go here, and here we have Ninite, the home page. Now you can go here for yourself, and it's basically just ninite.com. I provided a link in the description for your convenience. Now basically how Ninite operates is you go down here and you choose all of the different software that you want to download. And there's a bunch of different groups, so everything's grouped, it's organized, and all the software in here is approved software. It's really nice software. And a lot of this stuff you're going to want to install. Now, before we go on to install, I'm going to tell you that a lot of this software, we'll be doing tutorials on it in later videos, so you may want to install it ahead of time, or you might want to just go in Ninite and install it later on the day of the tutorial. So basically, I'm just going to go through and tell you what software I'm going to download, and I'll tell you what software I recommend. So basically, that's what we're going to do. So here we have our web browsers. That's the first group. Now you can take your pick. I'm going to download Google Chrome because it's the fastest browser out there and it's very easy to use for beginners. Now if we go down on messaging, I know you all have your preferred messaging software, but basically I'm going to pick Skype because it's a very useful utility for video talking. And Thunderbird. Now what Thunderbird does is it's in email software, so you can put in your email in there and it'll send you your email and it'll give you updates down here where your email's coming in, and I'll do a tutorial later on that. It's very useful. Now media, I know a lot of you have iPod devices, so we can choose iTunes. We're also going to download the VLC player. It's a very useful video player. I'd recommend it. Now if we go down, we're going to go to the Runtimes, and Runtimes are basically just programs that you're going to install, and really you don't do anything with them later. You just install them and they make stuff work. Now the major ones are Flash and Java, and I would recommend installing both of these. So I'm just going to click on both of those. Now we'll go down to imaging. You can install whatever you want. I'm not stopping you, but for this I'm just going to take Picasa because it's a very nice image viewer. I would recommend it. Now if we go down lower, we have document software. So text editors. And here we have OpenOffice. It has a bunch of text editing tools. It's basically the same thing as Microsoft Office, but the only difference is that this is free and this is just a trial for the money version. And also we have Reader here, a PDF reader, and we have Cute PDF. And these are two very useful applications for viewing PDF files. But what Cute PDF does is it lets you print PDF files, so you can actually make these PDF files. I'll talk about that later. Now if we go down, we have security. Security is one of the major things that you're going to want to install. Security is basically, it's security. It's the cops on your computer. It'll keep the bad stuff out. So we're just going to install a few good ones. We have AVG. This is a nice one. We have Malwarebytes, which removes malware or viruses, and Spybot. And these are basically just really nice virus protection software. Now we'll skip a few, and we're gonna go down to utilities, and we're gonna take Logics. It's a disk software. I'll talk about that later. Now we'll go down to compression, and you can pick a few. Now I'd recommend 7-zip because it's a free one and it's used by a lot of people. It's really nice. Compressed files are just basically folders, but they're in one file. So a folder will be lots of files. This is a folder, but it's down to one file, so it's a nice tool. And now we have developer tools. The basic user is not a developer, so I wouldn't really install that unless you're gonna program something. And then we're gonna go down to the big green button, and that's the installer. And you just click that. It's pretty self-explanatory. And here, if you're running Mozilla and probably any other browser, the download will automatically pop up. And I'm just gonna click Save File, and it's gonna download, and it's already up, it's already installed. I'm just gonna open it, I'm gonna run it, and now the installer will just run. I'm gonna let it make changes to my computer because it's gonna install stuff. Now you can see that one of my virus software is popping up. I have to let it use internet, so we're gonna press allow. And now it's just telling you what it's downloading. It's downloading Java right now. If I click show details, it'll show you all of the different software that it's downloading and its progress. And a lot of these are waiting to download, and some are already installed. Now some of these are already skipped because I already had this software. I did this tutorial after I was getting this software. And now everything's just going to install. Java's installing right now. And that's basically it. After this is done, you're going to have all this nice new software ready to run. So today we basically just talked about Ninite and what a great tool it is and how to install stuff with it. It's a very good, easy to use tool. And that's basically it for today's tutorial. Be sure to check out the next tutorial. I have a link, and I'll see you later.